Did you know that in the deserts of the Middle East, there is a secret group of people who build their own war machines? And when I say war machines, I don't mean tanks or fighter jets. Primera, mea, any cars. Cars that can run over you, crush you, and even shoot at you. These cars are the result of an underground movement called Mad Max machines. It all started during the Syrian Civil War when ordinary citizens took up arms against the government. But they needed a way to protect themselves from tanks and artillery. So they did what any resourceful people would do. They built their own armored vehicles out of scrap metal and old car parts. One of the most iconic Mad Max machines is the Manson King, named after the legendary Iraqi dictator Saddam Hussein. This car is a beast. It's made from the chassis of a 1980s Toyota Land Cruiser, but with lots of upgrades. It's got armor plating, machine guns, rocket launchers, and even a crane. No wonder it looks like it's straight out of a Hollywood action movie. But the Manson King is just one example. There are all kinds of Mad Max machines in the Middle East, like the Desert Warrior, which is a heavily armed Humvee, and the Sand Cat, which is a super light and nimble vehicle that can be used for scouting and raiding. Some of these cars can even fly like the quadcopter, which is basically a quad bike with wings. Now, you might be wondering why these vehicles aren't used by the military. Well, the thing about Mad Max machines is that they're not very reliable. They're kind of like the MacGyvers of the vehicle world. They're cobbled together from spare parts, and they often break down. Plus, they're not very sophisticated. Most of them can't even travel at high speeds for long periods of time. In fact, these cars are more like tanks than they are fighter jets. They're designed to be slow, sturdy, and most importantly, cheap.
The average Mad Max machine costs only a few $1,000s to make, which means that ordinary people can afford them. Of course, that doesn't mean that they're safe.
In fact, many of these cars have been involved in deadly attacks. During the Syrian Civil War, for example, Mad Max machines were used to run over government checkpoints and to attack enemy soldiers. And in Iraq, they've been used by militias to fight against ISIS. So, if you ever find yourself in the Middle East, be careful. You might just run into a real-life Mad Max machine. That's all for now. See you next time.